Hey everyone, this is Vasundhara Diwangan and welcome back to Product Life with Vasu. So, in my shorts series of 10 lessons of product management, I started doing how do you start managing a product. And then I got the idea of like why I should not have a long video for all of you guys because it has a lot of things that I can put into. So, here you go. Let's get right back in because why to waste time? Um, how do you start managing a product or how do you get into product management? It's the same question that always a fresher or anyone who is moving from one role to product management have this in life or in other roles. You are kind of doing some part of product management already, but not the whole thing. That is how I understand, because as I was working with FedEx, I was a business analyst in the starting, then I was doing product owner job. um, it had some part where I was very technical with giving requirements, writing user story, but I didn't have the idea of like how the problem starts with the customers. How do you know this is the problem that you want to solve? And then once the implementation is done, like giving the more technical details that I was part of, which I was responsible for, then how do you go and release it to your customers? How do you make announcements? Like if it is not a bug fix or it is not a technical update, then how do you make sure those things are even adopted by the customers that you have? So all those things can be answered in this video. Let's take the YouTube example that I was talking about already. So you guys watch a lot of YouTube shorts that I'm assuming. So let's take YouTube shorts, right? Now, when you take the YouTube shorts, write down some of the problems that the customer might face. These are the problems you should assume based on what you have done, what you have interacted with this application. Then this is the easy way. Otherwise, you can just ask questions to a lot of customers and then they will tell you what problem that they have. But if you want to make it simple and don't want to go through the pain of like talking to many users and then getting that problem statement, you can just do this thing. Start with 3 problems that the users might be facing when they watch shorts, or when they upload the video in the shorts. I would take example of uploading a video, because for me, I have been doing that, and then I feel like there are a lot of things that are lacking in the feature that can be improved or enhanced. So number one thing that can be enhanced for YouTube shorts is exactly telling, if I'm selecting something from my photo gallery and then I just click check mark, it goes to the next screen where I can just say publish it. Like there's one in between, but there's no option of me recording the video. Then I have to press back and then record the video. And like few times I was just in the last page, where I have to write down the text, where I will add the what this video is about. But I want to be in the between where I have selected something, and then do I want to record more video or do I want to select more photos from my gallery? So that part is not there in the shorts properly. Maybe it works for some or maybe it doesn't, but for me it didn't work. So that's number one thing that I really found it very irritating and confusing for me. And then after uploading like 20 videos, I realized, okay, this is how it works. It shouldn't take that much, right? Like it should be like 1 or 2 videos and then you are done. You know exactly how this application or how this feature works. And that is how easy you want anything to be. So you start that, you start the problem, you exactly tell in details what the problem that the user have, like how I told you, I started there, I did 20 videos and then I realized all those details you need to write down in your problem statement. Now You also need to write out what is the workaround. Like the user needs to go back, user needs to do this, whatever the things that we have. And if there's no workaround, you just don't write it. Okay. And now you take a sample. You talk to at least 5 users. You have 5 friends, talk to them. Are they creating shorts? Just talk to them. Tell them, like, have you faced this issue? What do you think about it? If they face this issue, describe their statements. Maybe capture those as a um, statement from them and then put it by this person. And that is how you want to do when you write a problem statement for customers. You can have real users, or you can have B2B. B2B and B2C is a different thing. So business to business, you might want to code those industries. If you have B2C like YouTube Shorts, you want to just quote those persons who are like maybe have 50,000 subscribers, or maybe have like million followers, right? You want to just tag them, and then that just makes your problem statement more, it gives more weightage to your problem statement. So now you're done with the problem statement. You go and talk this with your peers. So you say, this is the problem that I am facing, and then I have also verified with my users. Now what I want to do is improve this. Then you literally just take that problem down and write user stories. You will be like, as a user, I want to make sure when I select a photo from my photo gallery, when I'm uploading YouTube Shorts, I should get the option of adding my own video, right? So that's very simple. You just said that this is how it should work. And then acceptance criteria is going to be like, when the user uploads the photo, it should give the option of this, and then it should, once I do the check mark, it should move to the next screen. So this is how you are going to write the user story, and you will have many things. You will have a way to make sure this works properly. Once this is done, you are done with your product problem, you are done with the implementation, you have given to this someone, or you are just vibe coding and you know how it works. Then what comes next is the testing. Sometimes you have a testing team and then you can assign it to them, but as a product manager, we play the role of so many people. So you want to make sure you test this out, and then it's ready for launching. Once you launch it, you can either just embed it in the video, or if this is like a new thing, a new feature that no one has come up with, or maybe the competitors has come up with, you just make sure that you maybe announce it somewhere. So there are some customer bases where you'll be like, this is the new thing that we have come up with. You might send email, text message, or for shorts and YouTube, like people download the YouTube, so you might need to push a new upgrade for the YouTube application. And that is how all the GTM things, which is like go to market things, work for a product management lifecycle. Now you are done with like 3 phases of the product management cycle. The last phase is observe and then see the results. Is the friction is going away? Is the adoption going higher? And like, what are the metrics that you set for, like, the people should take like less than a minute to record, to publish their shorts? Are they taking that much time, or they're still doing the same amount, they're still taking the same amount of time? So all those details you need to see for that, and then make sure, like, after 1 month, after 2 months, after 6 months, how that is working. This is shorts, YouTube Shorts, so it shouldn't take that much time, because YouTube has millions of users every day, so it could be as soon as like 1 week. What is the effect for the users, right? So those are the things that you want to make sure that you add to your whole product management lifecycle. And you want to make sure that when you do this whole thing, you have written it down, because if nothing is written down, you're going to forget about it and you cannot check with others. So I have talked about this a lot, that you need to write it down to every detail. And when you write it down, you know exactly what you were thinking. You know exactly that the peers can give you feedback on. And then if you want to course correct, if you want to change anything, you can always do that because it is always written down. So make sure you apply this rule and let me know how it works for you. I will be doing more case studies where I will talk about the famous things that are famous apps which are available, which will help you just get to know how do you solve cases in product management, and how do you add a feature, how do you improve a feature, or how do you solve the bugs. For now, you just start with this. Bye.